Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shahzad Ahmed. I'm student of Rehan Teacher Training AI Institute, Level 1. My batch number is 19. Today we are starting our interview discussion with ChatGPT on the topic how to create growth, mindset and embrace challenges. Let's begin to question. Hello ChatGPT, how are you?
وعلیکم السلام شہزاد احمد. میں بالکل ٹھیک ہوں اور آپ سے بات کرنے کے لیے تیار ہوں. تو چلتے ہیں آپ کے انٹرویو ڈسکشن کی طرف. آپ کا ٹاپک گروتھ مائنڈ سیٹ کیسے بنایا جائے اور چیلنجز کو کیسے قبول کیا جائے بہت ہی زبردست ہے. تو
Please, please, this is my English task. Uh, please give me answer in English.
of course, no problem at all. I'll answer in English. Let's dive into your task and keep everything in English from here on out.
Okay, let's start. What is growth mindset in simple word?
Sure, let's break it down simply. A growth mindset basically means believing that your abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort, learning, and perseverance. In other words, it's about understanding that you can grow and improve over time if you keep putting in the effort.
How is growth mindset different from the fixed mindset?
So the difference is basically that a fixed mindset is when someone believes their abilities are static. Like you either have talent or you don't, and that's it. In contrast, a growth mindset is all about believing you can develop your skills with practice and learning. So it's really that difference between thinking your abilities are fixed versus thinking they can grow and improve.
Okay, why is mindset important in life?
Well, mindset is super important because it shapes how you handle challenges and setbacks. If you have a growth mindset, you're more likely to keep going when things get tough, learn from mistakes, and ultimately achieve more in the long run. It really influences how you approach learning and growth in all areas of life.
Can anyone develop in growth mindset?
Absolutely, yes. Anyone can develop a growth mindset. It's really about practicing how you think about challenges and giving yourself permission to learn and improve. Over time, with a bit of effort and reflection, anyone can shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset.
How does mindset affect success and failure?
So mindset really plays a big role in how you deal with success and failure. If you have a growth mindset, you tend to see failure as a learning opportunity rather than a dead end. That means you're more likely to bounce back, try new approaches, and eventually succeed. On the other hand, with a fixed mindset, failure might feel like a permanent setback, and success might seem like something you either have or you don't. So having that growth mindset can really help you keep moving forward and ultimately achieve more.
What does it mean? It's mean to embrace challenges.
Well, to embrace challenges basically means to welcome them instead of avoiding them. It's about seeing challenges as chances to grow and learn rather than as obstacles to be scared of. So when you embrace challenges, you're more willing to step out of your comfort zone and try new things.
How do people face challenges?
People often fear challenges because they worry about failing or not being good enough. It's a natural human instinct to feel a bit anxious about the unknown. When people see challenges as threats, it can lead to a fear of making mistakes or being judged. But with a bit of a mindset shift, that fear can turn into a sense of excitement about learning something new.
Are challenges important for growth? Why?
Absolutely. Challenges are really important for growth because they push you out of your comfort zone. When you face challenges, you have to stretch your abilities, learn new things, and adapt. That process of overcoming obstacles is what helps you grow stronger and more capable over time. So basically, challenges are like stepping stones that help you reach new levels of growth.
How can challenges make us stronger?
Well, challenges can make us stronger because each time we overcome something difficult, we build more confidence and resilience. It's kind of like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So when you face and tackle challenges, you learn new skills, you figure out how to handle tough situations, and you become more prepared for future challenges. In other words, each challenge you overcome adds a little more strength to your personal toolkit.
Okay, can a growth mindset improve confidence?
Yes, definitely. A growth mindset can really boost your confidence because when you believe you can improve through effort, you're more likely to take on new challenges and trust yourself along the way. Each time you see yourself learning and getting better, it builds your belief in your own abilities. So over time, a growth mindset helps you feel more confident in facing whatever comes your way.
Okay, how does a growth mindset help in learning?
Well, a growth mindset really helps in learning because it encourages you to see effort as a path to mastery. Instead of feeling discouraged by mistakes, you treat them as opportunities to learn and improve. That means you're more likely to keep going, try different strategies, and ultimately gain a deeper understanding of whatever you're learning. So in short, having a growth mindset makes you more resilient and open-minded as a learner.
Okay, how does positive thinking support a growth mindset?
So positive thinking can really support a growth mindset by helping you stay motivated and hopeful. When you approach challenges with a positive attitude, you're more likely to believe that you can find solutions and improve. It doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but rather focusing on the possibilities for growth. So, in short, positive thinking helps reinforce that belief that you can learn and get better, which is the essence of a growth mindset.
Why is effort important in growth mindset?
Effort is really at the heart of a growth mindset because it's all about the idea that putting in work leads to improvement. When you believe that effort makes a difference, you're more likely to keep going even when things get tough. It's really the fuel that drives growth and learning. So in a nutshell, effort is important because it turns the belief in growth into real progress.
How does learning from mistake help us grow?
Learning from mistakes is a huge part of growth because it helps us understand what went wrong and how we can do better next time. Instead of seeing mistakes as failures, a growth mindset treats them as learning opportunities. Each mistake is a chance to gain insight and refine your approach. Over time, that helps you become more skilled and more resilient, so you keep growing and improving.
Okay, how can we start building a growth mindset daily?
Well, a good way to start building a growth mindset daily is to begin by embracing small challenges and viewing them as learning opportunities. Each day, try to set a small goal that pushes you just a bit out of your comfort zone. Also, when you run into something difficult, remind yourself that it's okay to make mistakes and that each mistake is a chance to learn. And finally, try to celebrate the effort you put in rather than just the outcome. Over time, these daily habits help reinforce a growth mindset and make it a natural part of how you think.
What role does self talk play in mindset?
Self-talk plays a really important role in shaping your mindset because the way you talk to yourself can either encourage a growth mindset or reinforce a fixed mindset. For example, if you use positive and encouraging self-talk, like telling yourself, I can improve with practice, or this challenge is helping me grow, then you're more likely to keep going and stay motivated. On the other hand, negative self-talk can hold you back. So by being mindful of how you talk to yourself, you can support a more positive and growth-oriented mindset.
Okay, how can small goals support growth mindset?
Absolutely. Small goals are a great way to support growth mindset because they give you manageable steps to work toward. Each time you achieve a small goal, it reinforces the idea that effort leads to progress and that you are capable of improving. It also helps you build momentum and confidence over time. So by setting and reaching small goals regularly, you create a steady path of growth and keep nurturing that growth mindset.
Okay, can practice help us embrace challenges?
Yes, absolutely. Practice can definitely help you embrace challenges because the more you practice facing challenges, the more comfortable and confident you become with them. It's kind of like building a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. So when you regularly practice taking on new challenges, you start to see them as normal parts of growth rather than something to avoid. Over time, that practice helps you get more comfortable with stepping out your comfort zone.
How does consistency help personal growth?
Consistency is really key to personal growth because it's the steady, repeated effort over time that leads to lasting improvement. When you consistently work on your skills or tackle challenges, you build habits and momentum that make growth a natural part of your life. It's not about big leaps all at once, but rather the small, consistent steps that add up. So by being consistent, you give yourself the best chance to grow and improve over the long run.
How can we stop fear and failure?
Stopping fear of failure really starts with changing how we view it. Instead of seeing failure as something negative or final, try to see it as a natural part of learning and growth. When you reframe failure as just another step in the process of getting better, it becomes less scary. Also, focusing on what you can learn from each setback and celebrating the effort you put in can help reduce that fear. So it's really about shifting your mindset to see failure as a valuable teacher rather than something to be afraid of.
How does accepting weakness help growth?
Accepting weakness actually helps growth because it allows you to be honest with yourself about where you can improve. When you're open to acknowledging areas where you're not as strong, you give yourself the opportunity to learn and grow in those areas. It's really about seeing weaknesses not as flaws, but as opportunities for development. So by accepting and working on your weaknesses, you can become more well-rounded and ultimately grow more effectively.
Can support from other help build a growth mindset?
Yes, definitely. Support from others can be a huge help in building a growth mindset. When you have people around you who encourage you, give constructive feedback, and believe in your ability to improve, it can make it a lot easier to embrace challenges and keep going. Plus, seeing others who have a growth mindset can inspire you to adopt the same attitude. So having that support network can really reinforce your own growth journey.
What daily habits help embrace challenges?
Well, a few daily habits that can help you embrace challenges include setting small, achievable goals each day that push you just a bit outside your comfort zone. Also, practicing positive self-talk can make a big difference, reminding yourself that you can learn and grow from whatever comes your way. Reflecting on what you learned at the end of each day, even from small challenges, can reinforce that growth mindset. And of course, celebrating the effort you put in rather than just the outcome helps you stay motivated. So just these little daily habits make a big difference in embracing challenges.
What is one simple advice to build a growth mindset?
One simple piece of advice is to treat every challenge as a learning opportunity. In other words, whenever you face something difficult, just remind yourself this is a chance to grow. That simple shift in perspective can help you build and reinforce a growth mindset over time.
Thank you. From this interview, they learned that a growth mindset help us learn from the challenges, interest of fearing them. I learned the mistake and failure, a part of learning and improvement. By staying positive, patent, and consistent, we can grow stronger every day. This discussion helped me understand that embrace challenges is the key of personal and professional growth. Thank you very much, ChatGPT. My this is the end of my interview. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you found the discussion helpful and that you got those insights about growth mindset. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. Take care and Allah Hafiz.